Good morning, everyone. My name is Orkudeep Chatterjee, grade 9B Orchestra International School, Newtown, and today our topic of podcast is pre and post independence India.
Good morning, everyone. I am Harshil Acharya from grade 9B.
I am Raghav Agarwal from grade 9.
I'm Sanya Mehta from 10A.
I'm Archish Mande from 8B.
I'm Shreyan Ghosh from 10A.
I'm Ishita Pandey from grade 7B.
I am Anisha Roy Chowdhury from 8A.
I'm Shrija Roy from 8B.
And today we are going to discuss on a topic, new and divided nation, India. So I think this event and this independence and all started all the way back to 1707 when Aurangzeb died. So after this, the Britishers knew that there was no force in the world that could stop them from conquering India.
50 years later, in 1757, Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowla was defeated in the Battle of Plassey by General Robert Clive, although having smaller forces. This was achieved because Robert Clive conspired with the head general of Siraj-ud-Dowla's army, Mir Zafar, to not fight in the battle. After some years in 1764, the Battle of Buxar happened with the Nawab Mir Qasim and again the General Robert Clive. After this event, the Britishers were granted the Diwani of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa according to Treaty of Allahabad in 1765, thus starting an age of British colonization.
Did you know the Sabah Mutiny took place in 1857, in which the Indian people in the British Army, also known as the Sepoy, revolted against the British because the Britishers forced the Indians to use a gun, which one part of the gun had to be chewed before firing, and that part was made out of beef and pork fat, and this infuriated them. This was the reason they revolted.
Yeah, and this rebellion started in pockets all throughout India, in Delhi, in Jhansi, and everywhere. So all of these small places, there were people who were against the British. This was called the rebellion of 1857.
One of the most important reasons that aggravated the Indians was the separation of Bengal. The separation of Bengal was in 1905 passed by Lord Curzon. It was not only geographical but also political because it caused a lot of unrest in both East Bengal and West Bengal, which caused the British to take over.
Later, on 14th August 1947, India was partitioned into two countries and a new country named Pakistan was made. On 15th August 1947, we got independence. But this partition, which I just told you about, didn't just suddenly happen one day. This was planned for many months. And did you know that the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, was against this partition, but later he changed his mind. Mahatma Gandhi and other freedom fighters tried a lot to stop this partition, like offering Muhammad Ali Jinnah the Prime Minister position in India. But when he rejected it, he knew that now nothing could stop this partition because of the fear instilled in Hindus and Muslims in India, as they thought that the other religion might take over the country.
This also led to the formation of posts called Governor Generals. In India, the Governor General was Lord Mountbatten, but in Pakistan, the Governor General was Muhammad Ali Jinnah.
Yes, that's right. And then we also have to decide where the princely states were going to go. So, for example, we'll take Kashmir. Our first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, was actually from Kashmir. So he was sent there to negotiate the terms with them and to convince them they should come to India and not to Pakistan. Hence, Article 370 was created. In this, they had many freedom. Although Kashmir was a part of India, they acted like a country of their own. They had their own flag and all.
After the independence took place, our country decided to make India a sovereign country. Thus, on 26 November 1949, the constitution was formed and it was adopted on 26 January 1950, which is also known as the Republic Day. The constitution's main motto is to turn India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic.
India post-independence is still not the India that we know today. There have been formations of many new states such as Telangana, Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh. Taking the example of Telangana, which happened in 2014, it is a state that has been carved out of Andhra Pradesh. This happened because the people of Telangana and the people of Andhra Pradesh, although they both spoke Telugu, they had different dialects. So after everything was settled, like the formation of states and all, the government decided to start planning for further development of the country, and they set up a planning commission in the year 1950. So it was made to help design and execute suitable policies to develop the economy. So one such method, it was the mixed economy. Over there, the private sector and the state had to play important and complementary roles to build the economy.
India has been through oppression. They've lived under the British rule for so long, but without it, we would not be where we are today.
So, what we can understand is that India has come a long way, fighting against cultural differences, and we still have a long way to go to fight against corruption and to grow the economy. So, this was India pre and post independence.
Thank you.
Thank you.